Sounds like Tiger Woods will have a very busy December.
Yeah, not only is the Hero World Challenge, then a week later we've got Tiger playing the match with Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas. And a week after that, presumably, playing the parent-child tournament with Charlie in Orlando. So it's going to be a Tiger Fest in December.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. He has used the Hero World Challenge flat golf course, 4 rounds, smallish field, small gallery. 2017 he played and had a very nice 2018. He played in 2018 and had an historic 2019 when he won the Masters. We have seen Tiger Woods kind of use this event to test his body, to test his golf swing. And I think, having spent time with him, I'm not surprised that he makes this announcement today. I got to sit next to him at Pebble Beach and listen to him talk about, quoting Kobe Bryant. Yeah. And we've been covering him for more than 20 years. And it's still a reminder to me that we can still learn something new about this 82-time PGA Tour winner. I don't think he's doing this just because it's his event. I think he believes that there are bigger things ahead for him in 2023. It tells you about the health that he feels he has, the strength of his leg, and the big-time appointments he still thinks he has in this game.
And let's just give thanks that even in a divided country, we can still find something that unifies us, which is Tiger is back. And who would have thought the world number 1,245 could create so much buzz on a Wednesday in November? But that's still the impact of Tiger Woods out here. And to me, the promise here is what it portends moving forward. We're going to see him a lot in December. The events that he's playing in December, it's going to be great to see. The meaning of those events is probably a little lighter than the regular PGA Tour events that we'd like to see him in, obviously, but what this means going forward and when we next see Tiger Woods, because we've seen him over the course of the last 6 months, particularly in his public comments in St Andrews, take a very strident voice alongside Rory McIlroy as this advocate for the PGA Tour and a critic of LIV Golf. And does that come with the assumption that Tiger would feel the obligation to support the product, in that case, to actually show up more often, or as much as his body allows, which is presumably more than it has during the course of this year? Because I know Tiger has told people that he thought he came back a little bit too early from his recovery last time. So it'll be interesting to see to what extent we do see Tiger show up in regular tour events. You know, the Farmers Insurance at Torrey Pines, where he's won more times than anyone else. That's at the end of January. Then there's back-to-back weeks that are possible for him as well, between the Waste Management Phoenix Open, which is one of the first elevated events of next year. He's not eligible for the first one at Century, but he would be eligible at Phoenix. And then the following week, his own event at the Genesis.
Yeah, one of the things Tiger talked about last year was that maybe his leg wouldn't get that much better than it was post-car crash. But I tell you what, to listen to him talk, and there you see his results from last season, I think it's more than just the place that he has in the game with Rory, though that is a part of it, this new role that he's playing, spokesman, businessman. I still think at the end of the day, it's the competitor inside him that still believes that he can get the better of Justin Thomas and Rory McIlroy. And to sit next to him, to look at his body, to watch his walk and his gait, and to listen to him talk about that tippy top of the mountain where he resides and that Kobe Bryant resided and other people of his ilk, and to say, what are you willing to sacrifice to be great? And that's his message to young people in that room at Pebble Beach. And that's been how he's lived his life, sacrificing things to be the best ever. I still think he thrives on hard work and competition. It's his oxygen, it's his fuel, and it'll be that way at 46. I think it'll be that way at 66. You know, Arnold Palmer was the same way. Jack Nicklaus. There are just certain athletes that come, maybe once in a lifetime or a couple times, that are just built differently. And despite everything that he's been through, or maybe because of everything he's been through, Eamon, I still think he is built in that image.
Well, when you were watching him and sitting next to him at Pebble Beach, it was in the context of his foundation. There's kids around. He's sending a message. I'm curious if you got a sense that we know the body can't sustain an intense schedule anymore. We particularly saw that at Southern Hills when he had to withdraw. But again, very early days in his recovery back then. Did you get any sense at all that the drive that has defined this guy for his entire adult life, and frankly his childhood as well, that has diminished in any respect at all?
I don't think he needs it, but I still think he wants it. I think he's comfortable with what he's accomplished in this game, and he's even said that this is the gravy part of his career, but I also still think that he walks onto a property and feels like he is the best player in the game and that he thinks differently and sees the golf course differently and breaks it down differently. Height of power, it used to be, you know what? I've hit more balls than anybody this week. I've lifted more weights than anybody this week. I've run more miles than anybody this week. And I'm better than everybody. Of course I'm going to win. And I'm not just going to win. I'm going to beat you by 10 or by 8. He can't quite maybe put the foot on the gas to that extent as he used to, but I still think that the mind is very sharp and that the will is still there, and that this young generation only adds more logs to the fire for him.
Do you remember, I think it was at the Hero last year, maybe Tiger gave a press conference and we had Nota Begay on the show afterwards, and Tiger made this comment saying that he didn't feel the need, he didn't feel the urge to climb Everest again.
Yeah.
We had Nota on later and I asked Nota, do you believe him? And Nota's response was no.
Yeah. I think the hairline may be thinner. You know, the miles have been, well worn. The tires have lost.
He's a lion in winter, but still a lion.
He is, and I still think he's playing chess, and a lot of the guys are playing checkers. I once talked to Nota about the different teachers that he's had throughout his career, and Tiger, and, was this philosophy and that. And basically, Tiger's forgotten more about golf than just about anybody knows about golf. Tiger's forgotten more about the golf swing than any of us will ever know. And I think the coaches that he's worked with, sure, he's gotten information from Butch and from Hank and from Como and from Foley, but at the end of the day, it's Tiger's hands and feel. He may need eyeballs to confirm, but nobody has to teach Tiger Woods how to play golf. And at this point in his career, I think the ownership that he has of his swing is as good as it's been. The question will be, how does the body hold up over the many events that he wants to play this year?
And only one man in this game, Damien, can turn winter into spring with one tweet.
That's why I was my newsmaker for 2022.
Optimism is blooming.
In our conversation yesterday. How about our social question of the day? And why not? What are your expectations for Tiger next month? Send in your comments for a chance to be featured on this very show at GC Golf Today.